Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Let us begin with our today's video. Now our today's video is very important considering the project allocation. Okay, so in this video we will have a look at how to get a good project at TCS after your release. Okay, along with that we will also have a look at project allocation process that is followed in TCS and why the first project is very important. Okay, being a fresher. Along with that we will also have a look at how to select an ideal project and what are the do's and don'ts during this project process. Okay, now let us move forward. So these are the topics that we will be discussing in our today's video. If you want to only look at the specific topic, then you can go and click in the description box. You can click on the timeline and watch the specific topic. Okay, so let us begin with the project allocation process first. Now this is the project allocation process that is followed at TCS. The first part is when you get your joining letter and your offer letter, and after that you join TCS, right? So after that you will have to complete an ILP. Okay, so it will include two parts. The first part is technical and the second part is soft skill. Now the soft skills are mandatory for everyone. So guys, there are mostly two kinds of streams at TCS. The first one is ITIS and that is IT, and the second one is EIS. Okay, now if you are from ITIS or IT, then you will have to score more than 80 plus in order to skip this technical training. Whereas if you are from EIS, then you have to score more than 55 marks in the IRA exam to skip this technical training. Okay guys, and the soft skill is mandatory again. Okay, now after this ILP training, that is initial learning program, you have to give the PRA, that is the project readiness assessment. And if you clear that PRA with good marks, then you will get a release email and a release letter. In that release letter, your RMG details will be mentioned. Okay guys, now let us have a look at how will the process for interviews and calls for project works. Now the RMG will tell different managers and project managers that you are open for allocation. Okay, now the project managers from different projects and the delivery managers, they will call you. Okay, they will call you and schedule a small interview on a telephone. Okay, on the phone. Okay, now in the calls and interviews, they might ask you your background, your education background, and what are the skills that you have, whether you are familiar with Linux or maybe Java programming, Python programming. Okay, these are the questions they ask in the calls and interviews. Now after they interview you and you give a confirmation for a project, they will start allocating you to that project. Okay, and after that allocation you will start working on that project. So this is the project allocation process that is followed at TCS. Now let us have a look at the importance of first project. So the first point is that your first project gives you direction. Consider, for example, you are allocated in a project which deals with web development. Then you can learn some different technologies, such as you can learn Python or maybe Java, whichever is used in that project. For example, you are using Java, then you can learn Spring. You can learn Spring Boot framework, okay, Spring Batch again, and you can learn core Java, then advanced Java, collection framework. So these are the paths that you get. Okay, you get directions for learning. Okay, in the first project. The second point is that it determines your growth. Now, why I am saying that it determines your growth? For example, if you want to learn good development and if you want to make your career in software development, then you must be working in a good development project, guys. So for that particular reason, I'm saying that if you learn a lot during your first project, then the chances that your growth will be very good in that company, or when you switch into another company, will be higher. Okay, so the growth chances are very higher if you work at a very good project and if you select the project with a good understanding. Okay, now the third point is the most important, that is hands-on experience. Now in the IT industry, there are two things that are most important. The first one is your hands-on experience and the second one is the skills that you have. Okay, so hands-on experience is equally important to the skills that you are possessing. Okay guys, so that is the reason why you should get a good hands-on experience while working in your first project. For example, if you are not working, if you are not doing anything, you just have to do some support work in your project, in your first project, then that is of no use, guys. So it will not help you for your career growth, as well as if you want to switch the company, then it will not be helpful. Okay, so that is the reason why your first project is very important. Okay, now let us have a look at do's and don'ts for selecting the project. Now the first thing that I would like to tell you is that please never ever say yes. Okay, if any project manager calls you and they tell you that this is a project, this is very good project, and you should say yes immediately, then that is not the case, guys. Okay, you should take your time and think about it and then only give a confirmation. Okay, this is the first point. The second point is that ask questions. You can ask questions like what is the project, which technologies are used, and what would be your role in that project, and will the project end soon. This is also very important question, whether this project, this allocation will end in 6 months or maybe 1 year. What will happen after that if I join your project? Okay. And another is that whether the client is international or national, and if it is international, you will get an international exposure, culture of working. Okay, the working culture, you can understand that. Along with that, you can also ask the timings for the project. Okay guys, this is very important because some projects require you to work in different shifts like morning, afternoon, or even evening, night shifts. Okay, so this is also important. Ask about the timings of the project. Okay. Along with that, you can also ask regarding project location. Okay, with where the project is handled from. For example, if you are having your base location in Pune and your project is from Noida, so what you will have to do is you will have to go in Noida. So is this the case, or you can work remotely from your own location for this particular project? So these are the questions that you can ask. Along with that, you can also ask whether the project would be on site. For example, if you consider some banking projects, okay, in India, for example, State Bank of India or maybe Bank of India. So TCS have these them as client. Okay, and what they require is that TCS employees have to go to the banks. Okay, in the bank office, and they have to work from there. Okay, due to some security reasons. So you should also ask them whether I have to work from the location that I have, for example, Pune. Okay, and will I have to relocate to the on site for client in India? So these are the questions that you must ask. Now at the last point that you have to think about is give consent and reject politely. So if you are if they are offering you some project which are you are not interested in, for example, that project is for automation testing. Okay, and you don't want to go for that, you want to go for manual testing, then what you can do is you can politely tell them that, sir, I'm not interested in this particular field, and I would like to go in this particular field. Okay, so I would like to reject this offer. Okay, so you can tell them this in polite way. Okay, you can also email them that. Okay, so there is no pressure that you must not reject this kind of project. You should always look for the projects which are suitable for you and where you would like to work. Okay guys, and remember guys that your growth is partially proportional to the project. Okay, so you can always learn. If you got a project which is in support or maybe maintenance, then definitely you can upgrade yourself by learning, by doing some courses, by doing some hands-on experience along with the project. But remember guys that you should try to get a good project. So this is the very important step. This is the first step which is very important. Try to get a good project. Okay guys, now the next point is how to select an ideal project. Now this is again very important guys. The selection of ideal project, it totally depends on the future plans that you have. For example, if you want to make a career in software development or maybe in DevOps, so you should select a project which is based out on that. Okay, for example, you can go for development project or maybe DevOps project. Okay, if you want to go in something like web3, okay, you want to make a career in web 3.0, then you can go for projects related to blockchain, or maybe you want to go for AI and machine learning. So you can select projects. You can wait for some time. You can request your RMG to please assign you some projects related to AI and machine learning. So this can also be done. Or else, if you have not watched my video, I will give the link in the description box. I have mentioned that you can make a good resume, adding all your skills that you have possessed, for example, AI and machine learning and blockchain, everything, and you can make a resume and you can upload it on the Nomi community. Okay guys, so many people get projects from the Nomi community as well. So that is also a good step which you can use to get projects into different aspects. Okay, now another thing that I would like to tell you is that the data science, if you want to go in something like data analysis and data science, then what you can do is you can look for projects related to data science. Okay, if you're interested in testing, manual testing, or whether automation testing, you can look for that projects. You can request the RMG that yes, I want to go for this project, and they will definitely try and give you that projects. Now the case is that if you want to go for some higher education, or if you want to go for government jobs, or you in your masters, GRE, IELTS, you want to prepare for this exam, then you can definitely go for support projects or maintenance projects where you have less workload. Okay, and some of the support projects are even off time, that is night shifts or something like that. So you can study the whole day and you can work in the night. So that can be also possibility. So it totally depends on the future plan that you have for yourself. Okay, so selecting an ideal project is very important guys. Okay, this is again very important. Now this is the end of the video, so please suggest topics for our next video, and please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.